And you don't have to hit the hook, but I would like him to hit some of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we've seen this matchup played in the bottom lane already. Track at that tournament, it was actually hold the thought.
First to fight in the bottom side, but they're on top of the lantern. Teddy has to flash. A single auto would kill him, and these guys won't burn him down. But now it's time for the top side. Rooted in place. First blood will go through to SKT.
And this just is not.
You can see that Chachi can't get this wave in for himself, so they're going to try and push it in. This most of the time would just be acknowledgement of a freeze. However, it is going to turn into a team fight right now because Clit is here.
Battle is in. Chachi at 200 HP does have flash, but Cocoon goes on to Xerxes, who doesn't have the ability to get out. This Gragas cannot find a way to leave, puts in a bit of damage, but Khan is going to get a second
right now on this Lucian.
But it's just about making.
Ooh, Flash gets him to safety, but over the wall! Kabe's there, flashes right back out. That was pretty.
You had to get something, because what I was about to say is the fact that Splyce have now taken 2 different runs at SKT and they haven't gotten anything, whereas when SKT make their plays, it is paying off with kills. But they hard forced that one and now trying to force more.
3 versus 2 down here with the true shot, or the ulti on top as well. Can't play without the first one. There we go. Chachi claims the kill credit. Clit's trying to run. They've traded now the first kill. Second comes in. This is Splyce picking up a lot right now as Khan has to run the cooling on, but can't find the kill. A single auto would knock him down, and Splyce are firing.
They're moving in. They understand they currently control the bot side of the map, and they need to start eating up these objectives to balance out the fact that Herald and Chachi are just getting pushed in.
That route was at the right time. Figures himself up, but does he have a good way out? Owns the flash, but the CC comes in, and the Splyce 2-on-2 take down
Split map. We assumed that Splyce would be able to convert and taking down the tower. There's a single plate left on it that they would potentially get the Drake and trade. They are hovering behind him.
And this is going to be the turret taken down in the bottom side. One thing I want to call back to, a minute ago you talked about not the expectation for this squad. Hex flash over the wall. Northscarin lands the hook! They're going to land everything!
There's never going to be a moment that Khan could look for the flash out.
And this is what actually more action potentially in the mid lane, but this is what I meant. Those lane assignments were just botched from SKT. They grouped around mid to fish for the correct assignments, and they did not get it right. That means that Khan is now being denied even further farm. When he was generating such a good gold lead for himself, Humanoid's going to continue to accrue a lead. Nothing that SKT could do because there wasn't a dragon on the map.
Oh, into the cocoon! What a prediction to watch for is the Splyce solo laners top the tournament in isolated deaths. Within 80 seconds, looking for the play, who not going to land just yet, and the claw's now down for Faker. Hook's going to come into Northscarin. They're going to trade blows here into the front line, though. Khan putting a lot of damage in, forcing the flash out of Northscarin. Oh, comes across! Big flash flay! That's one kill coming through. Faker's in the chase. They're going to find a second now as well. Splyce running for the hill.
They're still looking for it.
All right, 3 versus 5. A lot of damage towards Humanoid. Faker first to mark that one, and the jungler. You got to find him. He's nowhere nearby. Smite cannot possibly come through. The Smite is there for Clit, of course, because their first 15 minutes are quick.
They have to play it. Like, they have to play late game.
They played SKT, and they play the LEC close, and then mid-game happens, and if you want to win a game, they got to take it to late game, because their mid-game, just sadly, it's not quite there. They're getting picked off, and SKT now have a lot of road to run with.
I do like Splyce.
And slowly but surely, it is, of course, SKT taking more of the map. Faker in the 1v1 against Vizichach.
Resume this siege. You can see that SKT, whilst the Baron buff is still available for the next 20 seconds, very content at taking away all the outer structures. They've now got themselves a 6,000 gold lead at 24 minutes into the game. And whilst they're good, might be in a bit of danger.
Oh, danger to Northscarin, though. The cocoon over the wall lands. They hook him right back in. And it's time to knock down the mid inhibitor turret. Baron's not up. They crack the base anyway. This inhib is gone.
And I don't know what it is about SKT, because you can change out every single member, but they almost always have this core identity of SKT not only recognize exactly what they need to do, but exactly what you want to do to them. They find it, they figure it out, and they break it.
Almost an opening for Chachi. Gets some damage, but not enough for the kill. Now the ult across from Faker. That could be enough to kill him. Heals a little bit more, but doesn't have the backup. Teddy finds that kill, and there's nowhere for Xerxes to go. He's going to drop as well. There could be more of a chase down. Faker just lives. The flash hook's not going to land. A trade kill. That's a nice one. The cleanse. He tries to get away, just back to the squad. And can he evade SKT? Which one's real? It's one on the north side. Puts in the chain. Everyone's going to bring in a teammate, though, and they're going to find the pull. Teddy
exploded.
And for me, the difference has not only been in the individual mechanics, but also just in the vision game that SKT have been playing
See how
since.
much more they can crack down. Middle inhibitor already dead. Chachi found out by Khan. That matchup was tilted so early and it's still paying dividends now. The fight out of the bottom side. TP comes in looking to knock down Teddy. Can they kill him? Yes, they will. A 1-for-0. But can it be enough? Can Kabe survive with the damage across? They're still chasing down the opponents. Another kill comes in. The culling is there. Just barely can't kill the Kaisa. But a 2v4 is really hard to win. Xerxes going to flash away to safety now as well. SKT still on the chase. Faker has a claw soon. And they're hungry for blood. Looking to go right through the mid lane. Looking again to maybe knock down Kabe. Can't quite find him just yet. But they have the Nexus turrets in sight. 4v2 to push. And SKT, it's still going to be a sub 30-minute win. The first 15 were fought valiantly, but SKT, the champions of Korea for a reason, pad the KDAs, add to the stats, 14-7 in kills, and the Nexus falls in game 1.
And a commanding victory from SK Telecom in the end, but that was a fairly competitive early.
All right, Poppy's going to come through. Poppy to the top lane. Poppy Fiora up top. Tristana versus Rise in the mid. And to not be too much pressure as long as Kabe can last it under turret, but now they're going to go for it anyway.
Hold
4v3. They're going to try. This is the attempt right now. A lot of damage. They're going to knock for the first one. Xerxes drops effort, drops aggro, and now Kabe's forced to run. But that trade is in. The kills are coming through. It's 2 for 2 so far.
I mean, it is denying Faker time in his wave. This is Chachi now.
We're still fighting. Chachi going to be slowed, and that shield is needed. But could he flash in? He's gonna, and over the wall they go. Khan cannot find it. Chachi, that flash was beautiful. There might be an escape still, though. As soon as the Q comes back up, he's over the wall. The flash chase, and Xerxes strikes him.
It goes behind his windows in his wave manipulation. The fact that the wave, they didn't get the bounce back, they didn't get in a good spot for Kabe, and I agree with you in a sense of that Olaf doesn't have the greatest versatility in his play patterns for late game, but I wouldn't say he falls off. He does need to be ahead of the clock and have kill pressure to be valuable.
Well, they found a slow twist. Faker rock jump now for a nice buster shot to not get skewered back in, but they're gonna find the first route, but pulled onto the turret by effort. That will mean the kill comes across, and the ult over as well. This could be more of a chase, gonna flash in, Ghostwater dive as Xerxes throws in the axe. They're gonna kite away from this one, but Clid could potentially collapse with Khan based on what Chachi does up in the top lane.
And a really good read on the play there from SKT. This is a team, once again, that has so much experience. Hold the thought, Khan is quite low, wave pushing against him.
He knows Xerxes is here, though, puts on the ulti, but it's going to be chain CC'd, tries to get some health back. Does he have enough? One more hit would turn it on, and the last few autos might come through. The axe not going to land, and he's stunned under turret. You have to be kidding. They actually see him on a ward. So they know Nautilus is coming up. Now Clid shows up, lands the red smite, lands the auto attacks. Now Cocoon can't land just yet because of the minions, but how can you get out from this one? Now it's going to come in. The flash there, but you already knew they were coming, and Kabe goes down. Clid not quite going to land the axes either.
And once again, it's the fact that Humanoid is cheating down into this lane that will be able to keep Chachi safe. But SKT, and it really does feel like the game has just been played exactly on their terms. I'm really curious to when Splyce try to pick their moment, because you cannot allow the game to continue in this fashion.
I mean, you just saw it spawn. They threw out the hook and they just missed Faker. And the thing is,
2, and he walks away.
And it's the fact that Splyce pick to try to capitalize on Faker. Faker absorbs the pressure, and then that means that Pyke is not there, Chachi is not there for the teleport to avoid the mid lane tower going down.
And also, because the game hasn't been played at the frantic pace that we saw early, hold the thought.
You want it frantic.
Gonna happen right now as North Scarin just goes down. Teddy on a killing spree. Round 2 comes in, the stun is on top, out goes Kabe. The re-engage could look pretty good, it's a shutdown. Xerxes finds his third, and the fight continues on an effect effort, but it's still SKT with more members. Chachi's trying to one, is nice, finds him in to jump to, but he's only gonna find some slows. The chase not gonna still happen. One more vital might be enough, and Khan is gonna find that kill, 8-4.
See that SKT just feel like they're so much stronger in the 5v5 and bottom lane.
There's the Righteous Glory. Can still catch up to Teddy. The root should be able to be landed. There is that on top, and Chachi come right afterwards. This should be a pretty easy setup. Point blank ult. Nice! He jukes it, but it's gonna be enough damage, but it's still traded back. Teddy claims the kill, and the rest of SKT are here. This has to be Chachi dying. I don't see how he lives. On reflex, the riposte comes out. Khan lands all 4 vitals, and SKT get that second kill, and Faker's not done. Ezreal is trying to run, will just stay alive, and a re-engage comes across. Faker, that was a sick hook. That was a predictive hook.
You cannot miss those hooks.
And now it becomes easier. because SKT have no flashes available. They got the on the biggest stage with this crowd screaming. You saw their faces before the game. They were obviously very in this game.
That Baron is going to drop down rapidly. No one's around to stop them. SKT, okay. Had to give that one the respect, but it comes through. Also the solo kill for Khan in the picture.
Towers will fall over, but I've got some good news. Faker is now at 99 international wins.
Been relegated towards tanks, has even spent time on the bench, but the fact that now Faker is back in another world championship and looking to contest for a crown.
They're going to look for this kill. He's going to want to riposte, but he can't. Now he's going to try to run away. And he's able to, but he's still rooted in place. He's got the team coming across and just walks away.
Got him. Nailed it.
Oh, round two. Chachi, gonna look at Faker, but he's kind of squishy, all things considered. There's a whole team ready to fight him. Has to jump away from that one, loses the flash, looking for the re-engage, not gonna find it there. Xerxes and Northscared, he's gonna bring the, almost finds his stun to the rest of his team. They're gonna jump into the back line. That's Teddy right there in a duel now with the entire rest of the squad. This has to be a kill. This has to be Splyce fighting Teddy, and yet they can't. They can't find a single kill. SKT walk away with everything again.
And once again, you see the indecision from Splyce. They don't even look like they want to fight there. They're just crowding around the Raptor camp now with 2 members dead. SKT might even look to end the game.
That was literally Kaiser like, open up, here comes the airplane, drives by in, and then just walks it back out. They're not walking through the Nexus.
25 minutes in, onto the turrets right now in a 5 versus 4 as one of the respawns comes in. Splyce gonna do their best at 1 and 5, has the Magi's for good measure. Going towards them, pretty sure that's gonna be a Gunblade. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's Proto Belt. Teddy's gonna Proto Belt into the squad. Really wants to dive in, see what they can do.
I mean, just the damage that's gonna be coming out of the Kaiser W with that build.
A lot. I'm gonna say a lot is probably the amount here as they continue to push now at the bottom side. Baron buff has timed out. The minions mostly gone. Faker pulled in, but yeah, on reflex buffers the rocket jump, gets the cast animation in before the hook lands, and now towards the back line. They're going to find a couple of stuns. That means the dive can come in. Xerxes, he's trying to run away. One auto would kill him.
Here comes
Just
Chachi.
barely going to live. Clid has knocked down Humanoid Teddy once again right in front of the squad. And the Zonias comes out. He's going to stay alive, but the kills just keep coming through. And no one is left to defend. Khan will die, but that's going to be it. SKT an ace for a death. The minions already on the Nexus, and even faster than in game 1. SKT gonna clamp down on Splyce, a 2-0 lead, and 1 more to go until they reach that semifinals.
An absolute slaughter for SKT till the QSS has been acquired. It's one of those champions that does negate a lot of the options that Kaiser has in the earlier stages.
And not just any Thresh, it's Mata.
Cleaver's actually a big damage buff. The one thing I do like about Shojin is it's not just like, oh, well, it's not armor pen.
You can see that Clid now has access to that topside jungle and might look for a play.
They should know it's a 2-on-2 over the side of the map. Chachi gonna look for the stun, gonna go for Skarner as the primary target. No, oh, but he does have flash. They're gonna chase in for the knockup. Xerxes finds one, and Khan is forced to flash away. There might be a chase down though. Looking at the second play. Ult's gonna come across. That's a lot of damage, and he will find the kill. Splyce.
But before then, there's an opportunity to play top. Here we go, Splyce.
3v1 has an ult, does not have flash. Xerxes gonna pull aggro, stay out of range. The CC gets layered, and there is not a way to live. An excellent must be in the top lane. Khan no TP. Chachi has it, so that actually guarantees second Infernal is a freebie for Splyce, or at least unanswerable for Splyce. Now, top taking some damage, right? It's Khan with a lot of money, looking to get ahead in this matchup, but double Infernal is great to sit on for Splyce here.
Do you think maybe they were just trying to snowball him to Shojin?
Yeah, I mean, they have to be.
I'm trying to theorize it.
So I just think they felt like they can't fight.
Splyce potential for double Infernal, and I agree with Spawn. I don't think it's the best trade up, but I do think the reasons make sense.
Oh, and that setup was unanswerable. Dead underneath the turret. Khan got all 5 plates in the first turret gold. Oh, that is
nicely done.
It's a lot of CC, but is it enough to kill him? Teddy is gonna drop, and a stun's gonna come across on Mata as well. That was a great setup. Northscared did all the hard work.
And showcasing why people tried to take this Nautilus away from Northscared right there. He looks like such a different player when he is playing this comfort pick.
But just a different look from the entirety of the Splyce lineup. That is decisiveness. Chachi is still looking to go in.
Got it.
Oh, that is another hook right on in, and Faker just can't get away. Splyce find kill after kill. The bot lane is open. they're gonna claim this turret.
And just like you're saying, they got the double Inferno, they pick up so many kills, punishing SKT's mistakes, and now taking this tower. And we talked about how so much gold was invested into this Renekton to get it.
However, it is going to be very important that they crack this top lane turret at the same time, because if the map is big...
Access to the mid lane tower, and that's what they came here for. Teddy will trade for a tower across map, but this is still Splyce trading up in objectives.
And that's what I was saying. As Faker, you do not want to be
Third Infernal right behind SKT. The ward control going to the side of the LCK champions. Northscarer comes in, looks for the big play, finds the root, shuffles him backwards, the hook in the front line as well, but Faker just attacked, and Xerxes gonna find that kill. Now it's up to Khan to the backside. It's a 1-for-1 so far. A second kill for SKT. They're chasing in for more. Khan cannot die, and they're gonna push in. Look for kill number 4. No way out for Vizichachi. A triple kill for the Draven.
Without the tools required, that is not a winning fight for Splyce.
And it was just the wrong call. You had mid lane priority. Maybe you try to force...
3/4 of a dragon difference in terms of actual stat value. SKT have clawed back into this game. Now looking at the tower dive. The Lantern is there. On top of them, though, is the rest of Splyce, and they found one. Northscarer to the front line. They found some stuns, but it's still a trade kill. Some time is borrowed to knock down the turret, putting it down to about 1/3 HP, and it's going to be enough to knock that one down as well. Now, will there be a team fight as Faker comes up?
Get mid priority back, and then start the proper setup of Baron.
But this is what his experience looks like. SKT
What's going on? Klid moves forward, half HP on the Baron. At what point can Klid make their way in? Northscarer can go for the CC, forces the ult out, and they're going to turn back for the fight. The Crocs are on the front line.
Kabe!
Into the back goes Kabe. It's a 2-for-1 so far. Faker knocked up. He's running. Exhaust is on the ult to try to stay alive, but it's SKT who are routed, and over the top goes Xerxes. The kills are coming through to Splyce. They would need to reverse sweep, and game 3 is going to them.
But they finally found their opportunity, Freak. They set up the Baron. They got the team fight that they wanted. That gold came through from Ornn. It's now Splyce on the Baron, and SKT will do nothing but watch.
And the recognition that this was the objective where they should be fighting. This is the area they can force SKT to come. And now with the Baron, they have the ability to dive, to just be able to push through these turrets. The structures will fall so quickly.
Top lane tier 2 certainly under fire right now. Splyce going to claim turret number 6. The Baron power play well over 3,000 gold. That's a solid one. Xerxes, the one shepherding the team, but Faker goes in for the big play. Is there a way out? He's got a lot to jump through and barely gets away from whirling death. Xerxes stays alive, and now it's up to Khan. Up in the top side, gets Lantern back, and is Chachi bitten off more than he can chew. It's going to be a lot of damage towards him, and Teddy claims that kill. Turret does not fall, and Humanoid is trying to run, but Faker's on the chase. Khan's going to get the shutdown.
This time, not flying into the backline is desynced in the rest of the fight, and with the exception of that W, I'm pretty sure it does next to no damage. So Splyce not fighting around their strongest member. Out of, tankiness and magic.
Oh, they're looking.
They are.
Klid flashes. That Zhonya's hourglass was necessary. Flashes to stay safe, and Klid cannot find the target. Kabe is doing so much in this game. There is no smite for SKT. This is the Baron setup you want.
I mean, when you talk about 80 carries in Europe, Kabe's name really doesn't come up until 4th best, but that was the play that really needed to happen right there. Just denied so much from SKT. Guaranteed the Baron for Splyce. Hats off to Kabe.
20 seconds on the respawn, 5v4. There's no catch ults up right now, but Khan over the wall, they're engaging a 4v5, which means he's just gonna lose GA, and he's almost certainly gonna die right afterwards. He killed himself burning his own flash, and it's time for Splyce to push.
And back-to-back desperation plays from SKT mean that now Splyce are going to have 40 seconds to end the game in a 5v4 situation.
The inhibitor itself is going to be free. The question is how much else they can get in the 30 seconds of 5v4 with the Baron buff. Top lane, that's an easy target. The wave's being pushed in. They try for the engage, and Klid is going to pull back one, but Chachi is very, very tanky. Pops the hourglass, gets some time, forced to flash away. Looks like he might stay alive, gets away from the hook. In comes Mata and tries to build the play. The shuffle for Faker, 5v4, and they're claiming kills 2 for 2. The fight stays alive. alive. Can Faker though, and he's gonna jump back. The cannon minions shoot. Xerxes over the top finds that kill, and they deliver the rest of the team. It's only Khan keeping SKT away from death, and Splyce will not be stopped. They will take down Game 3. Backs against the wall. Predictions be damned. Splyce showing signs of life in this series.
Toughest matchup of everything we've listed so far, so I think that this is an area that they would be really comfortable that they've landed in. It is just going to be...
Looking now as we look top side, the attempted stun for Chachi. He'll be in range, and Power Stun's going to build a lot of space, and it's Khan trying to run away. Not in range without a flash, has to flash for it. Cleanse comes in, and it's going to be a flash now to safety. Will barely stay alive here. Clint finds the CC. First blood top lane, and Xerxes is on the run. Now can they with their pressure on towards the Infernal Drake? So the question is, how much does Khan lose here? Because he's under the wave, he's under the turret, knocks it down, gets most of that farm. Infernal Drake for half a wave, that's a good thing for SKT.
Yeah, they have numbers advantage on this side of the map.
4 versus 2, in they go. The Lantern, the Cleanse, they're gonna walk away to safety. Ignite just to make sure, and they're gonna have enough damage. Effort is gonna drop, and the re-engage comes across. Humanoid won't find the center of
the
Teddy.
Ultimate that has been thrown at you, so I think very heavy skill matchup. Clit down here.
Ult's gonna land, nice. Stopwatch buys some seconds, and now the re-engage too early. Too early, but they're gonna have it anyway. The flash to land the stun, and that might mean Kaveh can walk to safety as you've got Xerxes here as well, and a lot of damage towards Effort. Wall's gonna come down. Effort cannot get over this wall. As long as they land the skill shots, that will be a kill. The missed E, not yet being contested on this. Now over the wall, Clid alone against the enemy team, trying to buy some time. Does not have flash, but can body slam away. This could be a re-engage though, 2,000 health. They're gonna find that first stun. So much damage to the North Scarin, and they're zoning back Splyce. This fight continues on now, waiting as Chachi once again can pull aggro, and it goes back towards Splyce. Still 2,500 health onto that one. Clid is around, Clid has smite. Xerxes nearby as well. Who's gonna go for that one first? Another Braille comes out, poke on Chachi, he's getting low. The wall comes down now as well. They're gonna push in for it, and a nice pickup. That's gonna go over to Splyce, a good smite.
There, but I'm really looking on how they get Chachi to a Spear of Shojin and make him feel a bit more comfortable.
Is this gonna be the fight? Clid's gonna ult in, they're gonna bring forward one, but Chachi dives in.
No.
They're gonna find a Sun, a gigantic CC chain. And he's gonna drop down now. Big damage across, nearly knocking down Faker. The minions chasing as well. The flash ult,
beautiful.
That's gonna be reminiscent of Samsung Galaxy in the same spot.
Position, and this time it's actually Chachi that has to be able to go in, try and save his support player. If he had flash, that would have just been an exit North Scarin in that moment.
And excuse me, misspoke. It's Chachi now who finally has his first item, and it's not the Spear of Shojin, it is the Black Cleaver.
However, Dragon already started. Looks like it will go down.
Gonna be claimed. Here comes the TP, but this is scary. Right on top of the rest of the squad. Chachi's there. A stun stops it. Here comes Kaveh. They find one. They're gonna find the second. Right into it goes Splyce. But look at Khan. He's gonna turn one blind. Jumps back in for Chachi. The snipe from Teddy. One more auto. Finally claims it. It's up for Kaveh to do it all. Gets a single kill. Will not be hooked. And again, Teddy finds the shutdown. 3 deaths make it. The CS is 1 apart. You've got to actually show up and be this player. Flashes in, gotta find the route. That's the plays we were looking for. Gets the setup finally.
And now at this point, they've delayed Splyce a lot in terms of the setup, the contestant, the war on vision that was in, and cause havoc.
Oh, almost a melee range there. Spots again Chachi, gonna get a lot of damage here, and he's gonna wait. He's gonna wait for the vault. Goes back to the other side. Now Chachi's on the wrong side of this one, and now over the wall is Clid. That's a forced flash away. Meanwhile, we saw Effort forced to run away, but no flashes lost on the SKT side. And Chachi, where can he even go? W's not available for the reveal. Has to go into melee range yet again, but you're still right in front of the Gragas. No escape for Renekton.
And unfortunately,
chunk under the turret. That's all 3 outers dropped now at minute 24.
Decide to go for it.
They're using Khan as a scout.
Exactly. Walks up, presses W, no one's there. Okay, no problem. Comes back around the other side.
Then that AP.
Oh, the wall's gonna come down. They're trying to cut off part of SKT. Teddy can't join the fight, but no one's gonna push forward anyway. There's the cast back in. No way out. North Scarin kind of late.
The mid lane. They've now brought Khan into the pit, and this is all on Xerxes.
Over the wall, big damage, and Faker sets it up. Answers the questions. Another death comes through for Humanoid. Teddy just jumps in for that one. Now Clid's on the run, takes a bunch of damage, but Khan is there to back him up. Now Kaveh does find a kill, does solo out Faker, but Chachi cannot get in on anything there. Khan kites him back and forth and over and over and over again. Effort to the other side, jumps back over the wall. That's the stun. That's another kill. SKT lose one.
access to the teleport. Xerxes is just now up, but doesn't have the ultimate. I don't think there's any contest here.
Kabe can try
And
with a
steal.
miracle steal. W gets blocked by Khan. Q's not going to be in range either. Claimed there. That's a forced flash out. But this snipe could be a lot of damage. Good juke to the side by Kabe.
In a 1-1-3 because they want to be able to create the maximum distance between the rest of the Splyce members and Vizicachi.
Oh, effort. Into the body slam, into the cast. Nice flash by Humanoid, but suddenly, out of nowhere, it's Leona. The Realm Warp means even more. Big damage across. That's one kill picked up, but they will trade it back, and Kabe is here. And he can do shutting down effort. Damage comes across, but didn't pull aggro, means he can walk away safely 1-for-1, but the turret goes down.
And I think an overreach there from SKT. They don't need to look for these aggressive trades because it is going to be Khan winning so heavily on the top side of the map.
He's level 16 to Vizicachi's
Still
level.
means that Chachi is this far behind.
Mid lane tier 2 gone now as well. 6-1 the turret score.
Control over mid lane. There was the possibility that they would get collapsed on. Now
Looking at
Kabe.
the play. Faker trying to get out from this one. He's gonna get back in. No, the flay picks him back off, and Kabe is on his 6th kill of the game. If there is to be a carry for Splyce, it is the Kaisa on 6 kills.
And again, hats off to Kabe. He is the franchise man of Splyce. He is showing up when it matters. The fact that SKT had spent so many resources on Vision pushing up mid, Faker just didn't expect him to fly in.
And just listen to the crowd right now. They are willing this Splyce lineup over the line, and it has been Kabe. You know, as you mentioned, Mr. Splyce coming up clutch. Does Khan go for it?
Yep. Damage across, has to get away, flashes over what could have been the stun. A pretty easy solo kill when you're that fed. Now Xerxes here and he hugs the wall for move speed. But can he reach?
Everyone is here.
Loses the Banshee's Veil, and that's gonna be enough to turn off the passive yet again.
Look at SKT in mid lane.
Yeah, they're gonna push down for a Nexus turret, or at least the inhibitor itself, but they're gonna flash to pull it in. They're gonna find one kill into Khan, but that's gonna take 4 members, and he still finds a kill. And SKT are pushing. They are pushing, and they are looking for Nexus turrets.
That might be enough. SKT might be able to win the game.
They're gonna knock down at least one. They're gonna knock down the second. They're gonna go towards the Nexus. Here comes the squad. Will they go for the win or will they go for the fight? The battle begins, and they're gonna look for a lot of damage, but already Xerxes is gone. There's a shot to the back lines. Not gonna live either. SKT, gods can bleed, but they will not die. A quarterfinal win, 3-1, and we'll see you next week.
To the World Championship, what does it mean to make it to the semifinal once again?
너무 축하드립니다. 작년에 롤드컵 주지를 못했는데 오늘 다시 4강 진출하셨습니다. 소감 한마디 부탁드려요.
이렇게 다시 4강에 가게 돼서 정말 좋은 것 같고 앞으로 경기력 더 올려서 결승까지 가도록 하겠습니다.
So it feels great to go to the semifinals again, and we will even improve so that we can show you better performance and reach the finals.
Is it too loud or is it not? The earpiece, is everything okay? Could you ask if everything's okay?
너무 센가요, 소리가? 잘
It's okay.
들리나요?
Okay, so just wanted to check. Now this was a heavy, hard-fought match. Even though you guys were big favorites, what would you say the challenges were in facing this Splyce?
이번 대전에서 많은 사람들이 SKT가 정말 우세하다고 생각했는데 스플라이스가 정말 잘 싸워줬어요. 어떤 점이 힘들었나요?
일단 저희 팀이 좀 실수가 많았던 것 같기도 하고요. 그리고 좀 스플라이스 팀도 굉장히 적극적으로 플레이를 했던 것 같아서 좀 되게 치열한 경기가 나온 것 같아요.
So we made a lot of mistakes, and Splyce was really proactive in this matchup. That's why I think we had this hard-fought match.
In the end, you got the win, and one important thing is that you got your 100th international win at Worlds at MSI. What do you think of hitting milestones like that in your career?
그리고 이번 경기 중에 100번째 국제대회 승리를 거두셨습니다. 정말 큰 한 획을 그으셨는데 소감 한마디 부탁드려요.
네, 100번째 승리라니까 굉장히 좀 적은 것 같이 들리는데 앞으로 좀 더 열심히 해서 200승까지 하도록 하겠습니다.
Actually, when you say 100 victories, it doesn't sound that much. So I'll keep trying hard to get to the 200.
Well, you're definitely on your way to that. Now, the last time we saw SKT at the international event at MSI, things ended in the semi-final. What is different about this SKT at this World Championship?
우리가 SKT에서 마지막으로 국제대회에서 만났을 때는 4강에서 탈락을 하셨는데 이번 롤드컵에는 SKT가 어떻게 달라졌나요?
이전보다 저희가 조금 더 경기력은 좋아졌다고 생각하고 있고요. 그래도 아직은 부족한 점이 많아서 조금만 보완한다면 이번에는 우승까지 할 수 있다고 생각합니다.
So I think we still have room for improvement, and we are playing better than before, but we can still improve. And if we do that, I think we can even win the whole tournament.
That is definitely what some people are thinking. Now, your next match will be either against Damwon Gaming from your own LCK or that rematch versus G2 Esports. Who would you prefer to face and why?
이제 다음 경기는 LCK의 담원 아니면 LEC의 G2로 만나게 될 텐데 누구를 만나고 싶으신가요?
저는 어느 팀이 와도 크게 상관없을 것 같고요. 뭐 G2를 다시 만난다면 저희가 복수할 기회를 갖는 거라서 나쁘지 않을 것 같아요. G2를 만나는 것도. 네.
So I don't really mind, but I think if we were to face G2 again, we can have our revenge. So I think it's going to be fun to meet G2.
That would be on the cards. Thank you very much, 감사합니다, Faker, and thank you, Hajin. SKT are through to the semifinals.
Ult in, they're gonna bring forward one, but Chachi dives in.
No.
They're gonna find his son, a gigantic chief. This is scary. Right on top of the rest of the squad. Chachi's there. A stun stops it. Here comes Kave. They find one, they're gonna find the second. Teddy can't join the fight, but no one's gonna push forward anyway. There's the cast back in. No way out, Norskeren.
This is all on Xerxes.
Over the wall, big damage, and Faker sets it up. Answers the questions. SKT